All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Racha Kodash. Double honors unto the apostles, the elders, and the bishops of Great Millstone. I want to send much love unto the brothers out there doing his work in truth and sincerity. And also I want to send peace and blessings unto the believers of the hopeful elect. And in this lesson, I wanted to do a response video unto this video that was put up here on YouTube by ITM Trading Inc. And as you can see, the title of the video reads, "How close are we? Does the Fed have authority to issue a Cbdc without Congress approval?" And if you don't know what a Cbdc is or what it stands for, it is a central bank digital currency, all right, which is basically programmable money that will be controlled by the government, mainly by the Fed, and they will pretty much have control of your life, what you can do and what you can't do, what you can buy, what you can't buy, and so on and so forth, man. This is how crazy life is about to get. But in this video here, this woman, she touches on a few of these things and she brings out, good information on what's going on around the world and these nations who are piloting these CBDCs, and just how close are we for all the nations, man, pretty much to be dealing with this central bank digital currency, which will ultimately lead to the MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, written about in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 and 17. And that mark that is speaking about is that CHIP, all right? The radio frequency identification thing, right? I'm trying not to say the word, for YouTube's sake, but that's the MOTB, man. It's going to lead to that according to prophecy. Now, excuse me, before I play this video here, I wanted to read the famous book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and I wanted to read verses 1 through 4, just concerning prophecy and the times that we are in. Now, I have this pulled up here in the GNT version of the Bible, and this is Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "I will climb my watchtower and wait to see what the Lord Yahweh will tell me to say and what answer he will give to my complaint. The Lord Yahweh gave me this answer. Write down clearly on tablets what I revealed to you so that it can be read at a glance." And him writing things down on the tablet is pretty much, or writing the scriptures down, all right, these visions, just as the Lord told Ezra to do and all the prophets, okay? It says, put it in writing because it is not yet time for it to come true, but the time is coming quickly. And what I show you will come true. Now, the MOTB was written about a little over 2,000 years ago, right? By the Apostle John. But now here in these last days, man, their prophecy is starting to manifest itself on a global scale, man. We see the digital groundwork that's being laid for this thing, man. We're seeing these different companies and stores are starting to go more towards digital money than using a paperback dollar, okay? Most people don't use cash, man. That is mind-blowing, okay? But this is where we're heading according to prophecy, man. Eventually, everyone will be cashless, all right? This is what the elites are aiming for. But in order for them to do that, they will have to crash this current system and bring in that new digital system, all right? And she's going to speak about that as well here in this video. But reading on, it says, it may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. It will certainly take place, and it will not be delayed. Right? It may seem slow, but it's not slow, man. This thing is coming to pass fast if you've been paying attention to prophecy. But if you haven't, then it seems as if nothing is going on to you. But the apostles and elders and brothers have been tracking this thing, man, for years. Okay? There's so many videos on it. So much information out there, bro. Because this is what the elites really want to do, and it's going to lead up to prophecy. All right? Verse 4 says, and this is the message. Those who are evil will not survive, but those who are righteous will live because they are faithful to the Most High. Plain and simple, man. If you're being evil, being wicked, you won't survive what's coming down the pipe, man. Because it's about to get real for us all. But it says those who are righteous will live because they are faithful to the Most High. And we're striving to do that, man, to be faithful to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. All right? To make sure that we are in line with what the scriptures say to do. And so without further ado, man, I get into this lesson here, this video, and Lord willing, this be edifying, okay? And once again, I have it sped up just a little bit, okay? So here we go.
A programmable digital currency that could be rewarded, restricted, or deleted based on a social credit score or a government whim sounded like a thing of utter science fiction just a few short years ago. But sadly, as I sit here today, I can assure you that it is very real, and it is only a matter of time before it comes to the United States. Yes, I am talking about CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies.
That a CBDC could offer a range of benefits and risks. They say it could offer general public a risk-free digital money that is free from credit risk, free from liquidity risk, would not replace existing digital money, but would be an addition to it.
The mainstream media might have gone quiet on this topic, but for those of you that have already been tracking CBDC progress across the globe are already well aware that the dangers to our financial freedom as we move into 2024 have never been greater. Development has continued at a rapid pace, with over 130 countries exploring the CBDC, representing 98% of global GDP. With many calling it a race for digital currency, there is no doubt that CBDCs will be launching in the United States, but when exactly is still up for debate. So what can we learn from the latest news and updates to understand how we can best protect our financial freedoms and privacy as we know it? We'll find out together. Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to Tailor Made Economics. I'm Taylor Kenny with ITM Trading, breaking down complex financial topics so we can learn and grow together. With most of the world pursuing a central bank digital currency, or CBDC, it is no longer a question of if, but when CBDCs are coming to the United States. For those of you who aren't familiar with them, just imagine a programmable digital currency that would be issued by the Federal Reserve that could be restricted and monitored.
Salakia. This internet been tripping lately.
At any time in a 24/7 surveillance state. Now, before we get into all the details, I also want to make sure that you're aware that ITM has an incredible resource available to you, a free CBDC report. You can click the link in the description below. Make sure you do it so that you have access to all the tools that are available to you, as many would agree that CBDCs are the greatest threat to our financial freedom as it stands today, and I want to make sure that you know how to protect yourself. In new news, the European Central Bank announced last month that they officially have moved from the research phase to the preparation phase of their CBDC rollout. The preparation phase includes creating infrastructure for a digital euro.
And real quick, just to speak about the European Central Bank and their digital euro, I actually did a few lessons going into this information last year. All right, concerning the digital euro, man, and how those Edomites over there in the UK, man, they're going headstrong with their central bank digital currency, okay? And they say very soon, people, all right, in their country will be using this digital currency, okay? And once again, man, once I get my computer back, bro, I'll be able to pull up these things and show these things, but As of right now, I got to use my phone, and that's fine. But all of this information is on the internet. You can just go look it up, type these things in. But it's the actual website of the European Central Bank, man. And they have a whole, page dedicated to the digital euro and what their plans are for the near future. Okay? So I just wanted to say a few words on that.
Research phase to the preparation phase of their Cbdc rollout. The preparation phase includes creating infrastructure for a digital euro as well as testing and experimentation. Once this phase is complete, we could have a digital euro Cbdc live and being issued. These phases of research, preparation, and pilot allow you more time so that you can feel comfortable that every precaution has been taken prior to an official launch. These phases also allow time for the public messaging to make sure that the reason why CbdCs are needed gets out, which is apparently financial equity and inclusion. We have seen this messaging get stronger and stronger with Europe over the last few years, as well as be reflected in the official United States CBDC white paper results. Now, I'm not sure how requiring a network, phones, and digital literacy is more inclusive, but it did start to make sense to me when I read the International Monetary Fund, or IMF's, new handbook that was released last month on CBDCs. In the handbook, they state that by implementing a CBDC, more people would have access to credit who maybe didn't have access before. So maybe by more inclusive and equitable, they mean more people taking on more debt to keep the machine running. This guidebook also calls out
That's right in line with what the scripture says. He calls it all. Okay? They're going to make it to where everybody has access to this digital currency and won't have a choice but to use it. Okay? That is exactly what prophecy goes into. Real quick, I want to read it here in the GNT Bible. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, real quick, okay? It says, the beast forced all the people, small and great, rich and poor, slave and free, to have a mark placed on their right hands or on their foreheads. No one could buy or sell without this mark. That is, the beast's name or the number that stands for the name. So you won't be able to buy or sell very soon without the MOTB, the CHIP, okay? But Esau is going to start off with this central bank digital currency, man, okay? But eventually, it's going to lead to this thing getting physical and being put in your body, man, okay? That is what biometrics is all about. So here we go.
Implementary policies when deploying a CBDC, such as having digital identification readily available. Like Lynette always talks about, they will make sure that this is rolled out slowly so that you not only get used to the idea, but they will also find ways to integrate new technology so that by the time it happens, it's already too late and you didn't even realize what was going on. If you want to hear even more about how this rollout is going to happen, I highly recommend that you watch Daniela Camboni's interview this week with Edward Dowd, talking about the Great Reset. It has been proven time and time again that anytime some big change is ushered in, it often follows a moment of crisis, such as a stock market crash that would result in ushering in new CBDCs. Check that video out if you haven't already.
Right. I'm going to play that back, and I wanted to make a point, okay, on what you just said. So let me see here. Here we go.
The time it happens, it's already too late, and you didn't even realize what was going on. If you want to hear even more about how this rollout is going to happen, I highly recommend that you watch Daniela Camboni's interview this week with Edward Dowd, talking about the Great Reset. It has been proven time and time again that anytime some big change is ushered in, it often follows a moment of crisis, such as a stock market crash that would result in ushering in new CBDCs.
Right. In order for them to introduce this new digital system, they will have to collapse this current system, man. And we're seeing moves being made all around the world just for this to happen. We see the American dollar is losing more power. We're seeing more nations starting to make deals outside of the American dollar. But once the American dollar falls, the world will fall right along with it because the world is standing on the American dollar. All right. And the elder brother, Ariala from Dali, he goes into this into more details, okay, because, that's his expertise, all right? But it's going to lead to a great collapse everywhere. It's going to cause chaos everywhere. And these elites are going to come with the ultimate look. I'm here to save you package, okay? Which would include those CBDCs, all right? A social credit score, a carbon footprint, and some damn cricket powder, all right? Some grasshopper juice. That's what they're going to give you, man. A 15-minute city, right? It's going to get that weird, man, okay? But it has to happen because it's biblical prophecy, all right?
Check that video out if you haven't already. So all of this is concerning, to say the least, and I hate to be the one to say it, but it's only the beginning. So far, the privacy concerns haven't been addressed anywhere in the IMF's guide or the research white papers that have been conducted. And if the United States launch is anything like what we've seen with Russia's pilot, then we know we're in for even more trouble. The current Russian CBDC pilot has something called a smart contracting feature. The example that they give is, let's say you as a parent give your child lunch money for school, they leave that day, they go to the school cafeteria, no problem. If they try to spend that CBDC money anywhere else, it would be rejected. But the thing is the government is using this in a variety of ways, applying to adults as well, to make sure that citizens aren't spending things on unseemly purchases. You can see how this is not only a complete invasion of privacy, but you are relinquishing all control to the government. Combine these CBDC advancements with continual BRICS progress, and we have an even larger concern in the United States. In addition to Russia, China and India, two of the other BRICS superpowers, are all already in a pilot phase of their CBDC launches. As BRICS progresses with their CBDCs, they are laser focused on cross-border digital payments. The obvious
Real quick, I wanted to read that little portion there. It says about Russia, right? It says Russia is pushing forward with its plans for a digital ruble, aiming for mass adoption among its citizens by 2027. This follows the Russian parliament passing a digital ruble bill in August, and they passed it in August of 2023. Okay? And here you got China. It says, PetroChina, a Chinese oil and gas company, has completed the first international crude oil trade using China, the ECNY. It says the transaction involved the purchase of 1 million barrels of crude oil settled and ECNY, or let's just say, ECNY, okay, whatever that stands for, at the Shanghai Petroleum and Natural Gas Exchange. The deal was part of the efforts to address the Shanghai municipal government requirements to use the ECNY or ECNY and cross-border trade. And, you can pause and read that info there about India. But these are the BRICS nations, man. And as you can see, they're all aiming to go digital, okay? Because it's the plans of the elites. Ultimately, it's the plans of the Most High God to bring forth this MOTB, man. This is a serious thing, okay? By 2027, that's right around the corner. And all of these so-called economists, people who deal with money, they've been saying since, 2021, 2022 that they don't see a central bank digital currency being really pushed on the people until 2025. Okay, they've been saying that, since 2001, 2002, 2003. They've been saying that. So we're right there, man. We're right there, bro. Okay, and it's beautiful, man. So here we go.
pilot phase of their CBDC launches. As BRICS progresses with their CBDCs, they are laser focused on cross-border digital payments. The obvious concern here being the link that the US dollar has to oil. If oil trade is no longer occurring in US dollars, but instead is happening in some other currency, CBDC, within BRICS countries, the US dollar could lose whatever remaining perceived value it has almost immediately. But that's a whole nother video. So let's focus on where we are today in the United States in terms of a timeline of a CBDC rollout. The U.S. is still considered to be in a research phase, but with this year's launch of FedNow, an instant payment infrastructure, it has had many experts questioning if they're laying the foundation for a CBDC as we speak. To be clear, the Federal Reserve does not currently have the authority to issue a CBDC without Congress's approval as it stands today. However, the Federal Reserve has been intentionally vague about next steps, and while in the research phase, went so far as to seek out contractors for a CBDC pilot, even though it was completely outside of the scope of work that they were approved to do. This has raised serious red flags, as a pilot program could be used to progress real testing and development under the guise of research, which could rapidly speed up the CBDC launch process regardless of whatever approvals might currently be needed. As it stands today, the fight over CBDCs in Congress continues. In September, we saw the Digital Dollar Caucus be created, which is a group of self-appointed politicians and innovators who will be in charge of understanding what hurdles a CBDC launch faces and how they can overcome them. The eCash Act has also been proposed, which would be a two-part pilot program to launch a CBDC. But it's not all bad news. There is good news as well. As much as people are pushing forward this, we also have opposition coming in the form of the Digital Dollar Prevention Act. This act...
Right. And this is laughable, okay? This is laughable. You Edomites, man, okay? Especially you right-wing Donald Trump, overall wearing, tobacco chewing, sleeping with your cousin Edomites, think you gonna stop something, man. You not stopping nothing, bro. Okay? It's over with, bro. How do we know this? Because of prophecy, man. And some of you claim to be Christians and Bible-thumping individuals, but you are against prophecy, man. It doesn't matter what bill you pass, okay? Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, right? He passed a bill to do the same thing. It's laughable. Prophecy will prevail, okay? Nothing's going to stop it, man. So here we go.
Prevent the piloting of any CBDC without explicit approval to do so. While this is good news, I think that the clock is still ticking as financial pressures mount and the government runs out of the tools that they have. It will be increasingly difficult for them to resist creating a CBDC. But the good news is that it does buy us more time to get a strategy in place and to make sure that we're getting the word out. This is a topic that keeps me up at night. I want to make sure that my loved ones are protected.
All right, man. So this is all I want to put in that video. But as you can see, the world is moving forward with prophecy. And it's a beautiful thing, man. Okay? The MOTB will be here before you know it. It's going to be here before you know it, man. And it's going to catch a lot of people by surprise because they're not expecting it to happen. But the apostles, the elders and brothers have been warning about this for years, man. And people laugh, they mock, they scoff. But the world around them is changing according to what the prophets have been saying. According to what prophecy has been saying. Okay? And when this thing truly hits, all right, when it's truly a reality, a lot of people going to bug out and lose their wits. Okay? A lot of people going to leave the truth. I mean, all kind of things are going to happen, man. Because it's going to get that serious. Okay? But the warning have been out. Okay, the warning have been out, man. And I'll end here with Ezekiel chapter 33. And I'm going to start at verse 30. Okay, it says, the Lord Yahweh said, mortal man, your people are talking about you when they meet by the city walls or in the doorways of their houses. They say to one another, let's go and hear what word has come from the Lord now. So my people crowd in to hear what you have to say, but they don't do what you tell them to do. Loving words are on their lips, but they continue their greedy ways. To them, you are nothing more than an entertainer singing love songs or playing a harp. They listen to all your words, but don't obey a single one of them. But when all your words come true, and they will come true, then they will know that a prophet has been among them. So with that, I'm going to close out. I'll praise Yahweh Ba'ashim Hawashai Ba'ashim Kodash. Shalom.